Good morning and welcome to another edition of Rise and Shine Yoga, our weekly 30-minute yoga workout for people of all levels. We're being filmed from Oxford Yoga Studio in downtown Oxford. As usual, let's start in a seated position. You can have your legs crossed or straight in front of you. You can have your hands either on your knees or in your lap. And just start to settle in for a bit. Close your eyes maybe. Just start to check in, see where your mind's at this morning, see where your body's at in general. During the night, I guess we had some severe thunderstorms go through the area. And the reason I say that is because I think I slept through it all. I didn't even know it rained. So just check in with your mind and your body, see if you're feeling loose, feeling good, or if you're preoccupied with things that you have to do during the day, or maybe something happened yesterday that kind of upset you. Just kind of let those things flow through your mind for right now. Just try to concentrate on the next 30 minutes, thinking of it as your time to kind of relax and settle in for your day. As always, we want to start our practice with an intention. This intention is like a guide that leads us throughout our practice. This intention could be for yourself, for a friend, for a family, for anyone you'd like, for the world. So just set that intention now. And once you have your intention made, just bring your palms together and bow your head just to seal in that intention. And with our intention set, we want to really deepen or start that Ujjayi breath, that yogic breath. Those deep inhales through the nose. And the exhale through the nose, but we're constricting the throat, so we're kind of making a fogging up the mirror sound of a ha sound. So start to deepen that breath now. And this breath is the breath I want you to use throughout your practice this morning. It's slow, it's controlled. There's no huffing and puffing, no shallow breath. And there's actually no breathing either. We want to make sure we're breathing at all times, but it has to be slow, and controlled. With our intention made and our breath deepened, let us start with our warm-up. So I want you to roll forward into tabletop position, hands and knees. Your hands are firmly on the mat with your fingers spread crazy wide. Your knees are directly underneath your hips. And take a quick look back. Make sure your feet are behind your knees. And if they're not, just bring them behind. And with a flat back, we're going to do some cat-cows. So we're going to inhale, drop the belly, lift the head. Then exhale, round the back like a scared cat. Inhale, drop the belly, lift the head. Then exhale, round the back. 3 more times. Inhale, drop the belly, lift the head. Exhale, round the back. Inhale, drop the belly, lift the head. And exhale, round the back. One final time. Inhale, drop the belly, lift the head. And exhale, round the back. And come to a flat back. Now bring your big toes of your feet together, sit back on your heels, and come back into our first child's pose. And like I say every week, if at any time during the practice this morning you're having difficulty with the poses, or your mind's wandering, or you're just not feeling it, come back to this pose of comfort. And like I always say, it's not a competition. It's not about huffing and puffing or trying to get into all the poses. It's about doing it the proper way with strong breath and good intentions. So if you find yourself struggling, come back to the child's pose. Now slowly come back up to tabletop position, hands and knees, hands directly underneath the hips or underneath the shoulders, your knees underneath the hips. And we're going to start to continue to warm up the body with some core and balance work. So I want you to inhale your left arm straight in front of you, your thumb up to the sky, your bicep by your left ear. And then if this feels good, extend your right leg back, point the fingers back, point the toes back to the back of the mat. And your legs should be about hip distance high or hip height. Now release back to the mat. Inhale your right arm straight, your bicep by your right ear. And then if you want, extend your left leg back, hip height, toes pointing toward the back of the mat. And then bring them both back to the mat. And we're just going to do a little flow here. So inhale your left arm straight, your right leg back. Exhale, round the back, do a crunch, knee to elbow. Inhale, straighten the arm, straighten the leg. Exhale, round the back to a crunch. Inhale, straighten. Exhale, round to a crunch. Inhale, straighten. Exhale, round to a crunch. Inhale, straighten. And stay here, bend your knee, maybe take your left hand and grab your right foot, kick the foot back, and then release. Then we'll do the other side. Extend the right arm and the right leg. Exhale, crunch. Inhale. Exhale, crunch. Inhale. Exhale, crunch. Inhale. Bend the left knee, grab your left foot if it's available to you, kick back. And then release. And then come back to a seated position. Time to take our first break. Let's take a quick drink, get your breath, and we'll continue with our standing poses.
You are watching the Michigan American Legion's Station of the Year for the 5th year in a row, Oxford Community Television.
I remember the moment.
I'll never forget that moment.
That changed my life.
At that moment, it hit me. This is why I joined the Guard. We're soldiers, always ready to protect our country. But we've also got communities. Family, friends, neighbors who count on us. I couldn't believe it. I just saved a life to somebody from my hometown.
See what it means to be a citizen soldier at NationalGuard.com.
Welcome back to Rise and Shine Yoga. And we're going to continue with our practice today. We're going to continue with our standing poses. So we're going to start with a few Sun A's, which which should be familiar with by now. Check your foundation. Your feet are hip distance apart. Your toes on your feet are spread as wide as they can. You're standing up tall. Your core is engaged. Begin with an inhale. Really reach the arms up, maybe a little back bend. Exhale, fold forward over straight legs. Inhale, come up halfway. Maybe your hands stay on the floor. Maybe they come to your shin. Exhale, bend the knees, step back to the top of a push-up. Just make sure your hands are directly underneath your shoulders. You're pressing your heels back. Exhale, keeping your elbows in tight. Lower all the way down to the bottom. Inhale, lift the chest, straighten the arms. Up dog. Exhale, uncurl the toes. Lift the hips. Down dog. And since this is probably your first down dog of the morning, I know it is mine, why don't you bicycle the feet. In down dog, we want our heels pressed to the floor while lifting our hips to the sky. Our hands are firmly grounded in the mat. Our gaze is back between our legs. And now we're going to do a few of what I call pendulum, which is shifting into plank and coming back to down dog. So keeping your hands and your feet where they are. Inhale, come into plank. Exhale, come back to down dog. Inhale to plank. Exhale to down dog. Inhale to plank. Exhale to down dog. 2 more. Inhale to plank. Exhale to down dog. Inhale to plank. Exhale to down dog. Pendulum, again, is a great cue for making sure you're in proper alignment for down dog. If you had to adjust your hands or feet, that's okay. Just continue to practice with pendulum and you'll get your cues perfect. At the end of your next exhale, look between your hands, bend the knees, walk to the front of the mat. Inhale, come up halfway. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, come to standing, reach and rise. Really extend the arms. Exhale, palms together, center of the heart. Right into the next one. Inhale, reach and rise, the arms overhead. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, come up halfway. Exhale, bend the knees, step back to the top of a push-up, keeping the elbows in tight, lower all the way to the bottom. Inhale, straighten the arms, lift the chest, up dog. Exhale, uncurl the toes, lift the hips, down dog. We're going to stay here for 5 strong Ujjayi breaths. At the end of your next exhale, look between your hands, bend the knees, walk, step to the front of the mat. Inhale, come up halfway. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, come up to standing, really reach and rise the arms overhead, a little back bend. Exhale, palms together, center of the heart. Samastiti. Now we're going to continue with our standing poses. I want you to inhale your arms overhead. This time I want you to step your left leg back, have a little bend in your right knee or a lunge in your right knee into warrior 1. Your arms are strong by your ears, but your shoulders are relaxed. Ideally, your gaze is to the ceiling or the sky. You want your knee in the lunge to be over your ankle, not over your toes. And everything is strong here. Now from here, we're going to slide into warrior 2. So bring your palms together at the center of the heart. And you're going to bring your left foot back. You're going to extend your arms so your hips are extended toward the long end of the mat. This is warrior 2. And again, you want your knee over your ankle, The arms straight and strong, your gaze over your right fingertips. Now, at the end of your next exhale, I want you to windmill your hands down on either side of your right foot. Step back to the top of a push-up, slowly all the way down. Inhale, straighten the arms, lift the chest, up dog. Exhale, uncurl the toes, lift the hips, down dog. At the end of your next exhale, look between your hands, bend the knees, walk, step to the front of the mat. Inhale, come up halfway. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, come up to standing, really reach and rise. Palms together, center of the heart, Samasthiti. Now we'll do Warrior 1 and Warrior 2 on the left side. So inhale, the arms overhead. Step back your right foot. Put a lunge in the left knee. Your hips are square to the front of the mat. Arms are strong. Breath is strong. And bring the palms together, center of the heart. Extend the arms into Warrior 2. Your left knee is over your ankle. Your arms are strong. Fingers are strong. Your hips are open to the long end of the mat. Gaze is over your left fingertips. End of your next exhale, windmill your hands down on either side of your foot. Step back to the top of a push-up, keeping the elbows in tight. Lower all the way down to the bottom. Inhale, straighten the arms, lift the chest, up dog. Exhale, uncurl the toes, lift the hips, down dog. At the end of your next exhale, look between your hands, bend the knees, walk, step to the front of the mat. Inhale, come up halfway. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, come up to standing, reach and rise. Palms together, center of the heart, Samasthiti. Take a break for our final segment of sitting poses. Get a drink of water. We'll see you in the next segment.
Congratulations, OCTV, as the 2014 winner of the American Legion's Best Electronic Media Award, symbolizing your efforts to provide meaningful coverage of veterans issues and patriotic activities, as well as the American Legion.
to our final segment of Rise and Shine Yoga, our seated poses. In this segment, we're going to do some poses that I don't think I've done with you so far. Some I may have, but some I have not. I know this first one I don't think I have. It's called the camel pose. So for that, I want you, if you can, sit on your knees. And if sitting on the knees is too comfortable, if you can grab a blanket or something. You want to keep your knees and your feet about hip distance apart. You're still having the core engaged. And I'll give you a couple options here. Options one is put your hands on your small back. Take an inhale, and then just give a little back bend. And that may be all you're capable of doing at the moment, which is perfectly fine. Another option is to take the hands, slide them down your hips to your back of your thighs. And that may be all you can do. And then the actual true thing of camel is you're taking your hands, sliding down your heels of your feet. Your fingers are pointing in the same direction as your toes. And you're opening up the chest. This is the full version of camel. Great back bend. Slowly come back up, supporting your lower back. We're going to do another back bend. I want you to bring the hands together, your arms over your head. Could take a deep inhale, then exhale, just a little back bend, keeping the arms, keeping the hands together, and breathing. Come back up. Bring your palms together, center of the heart. Bring your hands down, flat in front of you. Step back to the top of a push-up. Slowly lower all the way to the bottom. Inhale, straighten the arms. Lift the chest, up dog. Exhale, uncurl the toes. Lift the hips, down dog. Look between the hands. Come to your knees. And then I want you to make your way to lie on your belly. So all the way down on your belly. Do some more back bends. So I want your arms right by your side with the back of the hands pressing into the mat. Your feet together. Your forehead or your chin on the ground. And what we're going to do is inhale and lift our chest and lift our legs, keeping everything else on the ground. So inhale, lift the chest, lift the feet. And if keeping the feet together is too difficult, just bring them apart. And then release all the way to the ground. Maybe turn your head to the right. Coming back to that intention, making sure the breath is strong. Now turn your head back, chin on the mat. Still lying our belly. I want you to take your hands and bring them by the side of your rib cage with your elbows bent, your feet still, legs together. We're going to inhale, keeping the arms bent, lifting the legs, lifting the chest. And then release all the way to the ground. Another option, if that first option is too difficult, is just extend the arms and then just press your hands and lift your chest and lift your legs. And then release. And then turn your cheek to the left. Now turn your head back to center. Push your way up to a push-up. And then exhale, lower all the way down to the bottom. Inhale, lift the chest, straighten the arms. Exhale, lift the hips, press the heels back, down dog. Then look between the hands, bend the knees, walker step to a seated position at the front of your mat. So continuing with our seated poses. And for this one, I don't think we've done either. So I want you to bend your left leg and have your shin be parallel to the front of the mat. Bring your left foot behind your right foot and have your right knee bent. So you're looking like this. Now I'll give you a couple options. This, you can just be like this. We're just do a little spinal twist. Take your right hand behind your right hip, your left hand on your right hip, and just twist. And then another option where you are more advanced, where you take a bind. So inhale your right arm in front of you, wrap it around your right knee. Take your left hand, wrap it around your back, and grab your right hand. And you can do this for more advanced. You can maybe look over your left shoulder. And come back to center. Release your bind if you have it. Extend your legs. Now I want you to cross your ankles, sit back into like boat pose. Exhale, fold forward, step back to the top of a push-up. Exhale, lower all the way to the bottom. Inhale, straighten the arms, lift the chest, up dog. Exhale, uncurl the toes, lift the hips, down dog. Look between the hands, bend the knees, come back into a seated position. And we're going to do that same pose on the other side. So bend the left knee, take your right leg, bend the knee, and bring the shin or your right foot behind your left foot. And again, you just do a simple twist to the left. Or you can inhale, left arm straight, wrap it around the left knee, take your right hand, wrap it around your back, take a bind, and maybe look over your right shoulder. Come back to center, release your bind, extend your legs in front of you. Now as we end our morning practice, cross your legs into a seated position, or you can have your legs straight. Bring your palms together at the center of your heart. Come back to that intention, letting the breath relax. The light in me bows, shines, and reflects the beautiful energy within all of you. Thank you so much, guys, and I will see you next week for another edition of Rise and Shine Yoga. Namaste.
This is OCTV, Oxford Community Television, serving Oxford and Addison Townships with the best in local programming. On Charter Channel 191, AT&T UVerse Channel 99, and our website, OCCTV.org. OCTV, we provide local programming that brings you closer to home.
You are watching the Michigan American Legion's Station of the Year for the 5th year in a row. Oxford Community Television.